Hello, dear students. Today we will talk about the exam of August 2024. We start with module number 1. Question 1 is S is equal to 50 plus 4t. The equation gives the speed S in miles per hour for a certain car t seconds after it began to accelerate. What is the speed in miles per hour of the car 5 seconds after beginning to accelerate? So here t seconds became 5 seconds. We just replace t by 5 and write the equation again. S is equal to 50 plus 4t, and t should be replaced by 5. And then we can solve that by just multiplying first. We know that multiplication comes before addition. We cannot say 50 plus 4. We say 50 plus 20, which is the product of 5 and 4. And then the answer is equal to 70. Choose letter D. Can we solve that on Desmos? Yeah, we can do that on Desmos by writing the two parts of the equation or two sides of the equation in two separate sides in this equation right here. So we can go to the Desmos and write the square brackets like this. And this is called the list. So we'll make a list here and a list in the right side. We write this sign between them, tilde, and we get inside here, write S alone on the left. And in the right side, we write 50 plus 4t. And because we have two variables, s and t, cannot get the solution to the equation. We need to get some piece of information to add to this one. So the 5 seconds should be replaced by t seconds. So we can write here, after s, we write a comma and write t, number of seconds, should be here as 5. And now we get the answer of S is equal to 70 because we are asked to get the value of S. 70 is our answer. Using the lists inside Desmos is very important skill you need to master. Question number 2. The function f is defined by f of x is equal to x squared plus 15. What is the value of f of 2? So f of 2 is replacing f of x, which means this x is 2. So we can write f of 2 is equal to x squared, which means 2 squared plus 15. 2 squared is equal to 4, of course, plus 15, and that gives us 19, which is letter D. You can also consider writing this on Desmos. Considering f of x as y, can write y instead of f of x, but if you write the square brackets like this, you need to consider always x and y as x1 and y1. So instead of y, which is f of x, write y1. And then go to the right and write x squared, but x1 squared. This is the squaring sign here. And then plus 15. And we have another piece of information, which is x is equal to 2. So we can just come here and write x1 equals to 2, and then write 2 after the comma in the right side here. And then we get y as 19. So 19 is our answer. Question number 3. The square root of w plus 34 is equal to 40, and we need to get the solution. And the solution means the value of w. We can simply move the 34 to the other side to have square root of w is equal to 40 minus 34, which is equal to 6. And then if we want to get rid of this square sign, we get that we square both of the two sides, because now we have only w is equal to 6 squared, which is equal to 36. We can do this also on Desmos by making the square brackets like this, make the sign in between them, and get in the left side and write the square root of w. How can we write the square root? We can just write sqrt. Once you finish writing the letter t, you get the square root done. Then write w inside, and don't forget to get outside, like moving one step to the right, plus 34. And then in the right side, we write 40. That's it. Because we have only one variable, the answer will be given easily on the screen. So that w is equal to 36, which was 36. Question number 4. An aquarium using small and large tanks to temporarily hold a total of 37 fish. Each small tank holds 1 fish and each large tank holds 2 fish. Which equation represents this situation where S is the number of small tanks and B is the number of large tanks the aquarium uses? So we have S, small tanks, and B, large tanks. And because of the word total, we need to add them all together. And we get the answer of 37, but we need to, this 37 is the number of fish. Look, 37 fish. So here we don't need to write S and B alone. We need to multiply them by the number of fish in each. So every S means every small tank can hold one fish. So here we write 1 multiplied by S. And every large tank holds 2 fish, so write 2 here. And of course, 1s means s, so s plus 2b is equal to 37. That's our equation here, which is letter A. Question number 5. The growth of the number of bacteria in a certain population is modeled by the function that increases exponentially. You have to look at these two words, increasing and then exponentially. Over time, which of the following could describe how the number of bacteria in the population changes each hour? So increases means always we need to get a number greater than the number that comes before it, or greater than the previous one. But greater only is not enough. It should be greater by a percentage or a fraction, not just a number. So when you consider exponential functions, we need to search for a percentage like this. So 16% greater means, yeah, this is increasing, and 16% than the previous hour, that's our answer. Each hour, the number of bacteria in the population is 16% greater, which means 1 plus 16%, which means increasing by 16%. And exponentially, because this is the percentage of the previous. That's always exponential one. Why not B? Because B is just a number, not a percentage. Also the same as C and the D. And here less means this is decreasing. So now we are choosing letter A. Question number 5. Number 6. To win a game show, a contestant needs to score at least 100 total points from 2 rounds. The word at least here means greater than or equal to 100. So we need always to remember that at least means greater than or equal to. Correct responses in the first round are worth 2 points each. And correct responses in the second round are worth 5 points each, which inequality models the situation where F is the number of correct responses in the first round and S is the number of correct responses in the second round. So we have S and F, but start with F and then S. And this is a total, which means we have to write plus sign here, but we need to multiply F and S by numbers, because this S and F are not the same unit as 100, because 100 here is the total points, while F and S are not that. F is the number of correct responses, not the points. So we need to multiply F by something and S by something else. So how can we get these numbers? 2 points in the first round are worth 2 points, so F must be multiplied by 2. And the second round should be multiplied by 5, so 5S. And that's how to write the inequality, which is, as you can see, letter B. This cannot be done on Desmos because it's just interpretation or writing the inequality, not solving it. Question number 7, W of x is equal to 2x plus 60. The function W gives the total time in minutes it takes for a gardener to water X plants, watering X plants. And so it takes 2 minutes to water each plant and mow the grass. So this, of course, is mowing the grass. According to the function, how many minutes does it take the gardener to mow the grass? Of course, this is 2x, and x is the plants, so this is talking about the plants. So this is the grass. So to mow the grass, it should be considered 60. So 60 minutes to mow the grass, and 2 minutes to mow each plant, which is x. The question asks about the grass, so this is only 60. Question number 8. Triangle JKL and PQR are congruent, where J corresponds to P, K corresponds to Q, and so on. The measure of angle J is 45 degrees. And the measure of angle K is 10. The measure of angle L is 125. what is the measure in degrees of angle P? So as long as P corresponds to J, they have the same measure of the angle. So this is also 45, considering the congruence and also the similarity. We have the same thing. If they are similar, not only congruent, we can consider also the opposite angles have the same measure. So angle P measures 45, the same as J. So we have too much information like this 10 and this 125. We do not need them. We need only to focus on J and P. They are corresponding and they have the same measure, 45.